What's up, guys? Welcome to the Sunday Sermon with Dan and Brennan. It is Sunday, May 14th, and it is Mother's Day.
Oh, is that today?
It is today. Have you called your mother?
She called me. I probably should have said something, huh?
Yeah, you probably should have said something, Dan.
All right. Well, I should have known too, because actually at the end of the show, we're having a little segment called Mother's Day Special: The Worst Thing You've Ever Done to Your Mom. So I guess this is kind of up at the top of the list now.
Yeah, why don't we just roll right into it?
Yeah, let's do it. Because you know who else has a mother?
Tim Tebow.
That's right, Virgin Mary.
Tim Tebow has not played since May 10th.
No, he hasn't. They've had 3 straight rainouts. Rumor has it somebody on the Fireflies, Tebow's team, stole a base, and Tebow got mad at them, and he made it rain for 40 days and 40 nights.
So they probably won't be playing again until mid-June.
Yeah,
okay.
Something like that.
But he did go 2 for 5 in that game with 2 RBIs, so not a bad day at the plate for I would say young Tim Tebow, but he's actually pretty old for low A baseball.
But he doesn't have a lot of baseball mileage on him.
That's true.
It's like when Brandon Whedon played baseball, and then he was like 306 when the Browns drafted him, and people were like, "Oh, well, he doesn't have any football mileage on him." So it's kind of like the reverse for Tim Tebow, even though he's been getting drilled by giant 300-pound men for like 10 years. But that's no big deal.
So if the Browns keep Deshaun Kaiser on the bench for 10 years, he'll have another 20 years of mileage in the tank.
Yeah, essentially. But
okay.
The Browns have never had a quarterback last more than, 9 games, so I don't foresee that happening.
Well, the streak could be ending.
Yeah. But Tebow up to 250 now, and rumors have, so over his last, I think, 16, 17 games, he's hitting 320-something, and rumor has it there could be a promotion to AA coming soon.
Yeah, I did blog about this week. It's no secret that I am a huge Tim Tebow fan, and I just need him to just rip through every level of minor league baseball until he's at AAA. He's a stone's throw from the majors, and we can finally see if he's got what it takes. Give him some time there, let him develop, but I need Tim Tebow in Major League Baseball like I need to breathe.
How terrible is it going to be when Tebow's in AAA and all day on First Take we're going to have to listen to Stephen A. Smith talk about Tim Tebow? It's going to be deja vu because that happened 5 years ago for 3 straight years. But I'm already not looking forward to that. Just put him up in the big leagues now. Put him on the Mets because they are absolute dumpster fire right now. And let's just see what happens.
Yeah, let's just see what happens. But to go back to your First Take. The only positive of that would be is that it's no longer Skip Bayless. It's Max Kellerman, who I can somewhat deal with. So,
Yeah, but Skip Bayless, well, nobody watches Undisputed, so it doesn't matter. But I'm still going to have to see Skip Bayless get he'll tweet something like, Tebow, 2 professional sport athlete, LeBron James could never do that.
Even though he probably could.
Yeah, he probably could. He could definitely play tight end for the Browns.
Yeah, well, so could I.
Speaking of tight ends for the Browns, new rookie from Miami, David Njoku, I think that's how you say it. He had his first practice with the Browns this week, and he thought Joe Thomas, the only consistent player to not suck for the Browns since 1999, and you can actually identify with as a fan, he thought he was a coach. So he is not off to a good start. Definitely just solidified himself to carry all of Joe Thomas's shit around for the entire year.
Well, in his defense, Joe Thomas's brain is such scrambled eggs that he actually thought he was a coach. So
yeah, he might have just been coaching. No way Thomas practices anymore, so he probably was just coaching. And let's be fair to Njoku, he probably was getting coached and thought he was a coach because Joe Thomas has been in for the league for 10 years now? There's no way that dude's practicing.
Yeah, no way. He's probably just walking around with a cup of coffee and a clipboard.
Yeah, I love that how once you hit in professional sports, or at least in the NBA and NFL, once you hit a certain year and you've been good enough for 7 or 8 years, just I'm not going to practice. Brett Favre was just I'm not going to go to mini camp or training camp. I'll take 4 or 5 snaps from under center during the preseason and then I'll play. But I'm definitely not practicing, so I'll just retire instead.
Yeah, and then he was very good at just throwing it into triple coverage, seeing what happened.
Yeah, the gunslinger, huh? I love how Brett Favre was kind of, at least for me, the first person I ever heard called a gunslinger, which is just a term of endearment for people who throw a lot of touchdowns but can throw the ball pretty hard.
Yeah, but also throw a lot of interceptions.
That's exactly what I just said.
You said touchdowns.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Well, I don't believe you. Well, at the end of this, we'll see who was right. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure I said interceptions.
Okay. Well, let's stay on the Browns. Jabril Peppers on the lean and molly.
Yeah, he's on the lean and molly, according to former ESPN Cleveland radio co-host, I think. I don't know, Sabrina Parr, who has never met Jabril Peppers. Jabril Peppers has been in Cleveland one time for when the Browns invited him up here for, I don't know, because they were going to draft him. And she went on a tangent the other day, as I'm sure most of you heard by now, that he was on that lean and molly with absolutely no factual evidence of this other than, well, he's young and rich. He probably does drugs.
Yeah. I'm young and poor. I'm not going to get into it. Yeah, she said he's already been high and out of his mind, which I think is such a great quote. I don't think anybody's just going to Cleveland because they just got drafted by the Browns and they're you know what? This is a good time to pick up recreational drugs.
Yeah. Definitely after you've been in Cleveland for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks and you've already lost 4 games by a total of 73 points, then it's a perfect time to pick up I wouldn't even say recreational drugs. Probably a good time to pick up hard drugs. But
the hard meth.
Yeah. Well, I think the dude who told Jimmy Haslam to draft Johnny Manziel, he was on some pretty hard drugs. He probably used to play for the Browns. We just don't remember who it was. For all we know, that was freaking, I don't know, Kelly Holcomb sitting outside just mush for brains saying, yeah, draft Johnny Manziel.
It's a hot take there, Dan.
It's true. Speaking of, let's stay on the Browns and drugs here. This is a good theme we got going today. Josh Gordon denied reinstatement into the NFL this past week because he literally cannot stop smoking marijuana. This is like nothing I've ever seen before. You nailed it a couple weeks ago. You wrote that you've known people who've stopped smoking weed to make minimum wage, and Josh Gordon can't stop smoking weed for 30 days to make millions of dollars.
Yeah, it truly, truly, truly blows my mind that Josh Gordon just cannot stop smoking weed. I'm a transparent guy. I'm honest. I'll tell you right now. Back in my earlier days, my younger years, I enjoyed puffing on the marijuana. It was kind of one of my favorite activities. But then when I realized that I was going to have to work a job that required drug testing, I stopped smoking weed. Josh Gordon can't do it for 30 days to make millions and millions of dollars. Take anything I do in my life right now, anything that brings me joy and happiness, and I'll stop doing it for millions of dollars. I will stop doing it. Dan, I would turn on you in a second, put you in prison for the rest of your life for $30 million.
And I would totally expect you to do that because then you can bail me out too. So that's not even a big.
I mean, I didn't even consider that. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Gordon's entire life is basically just that good angel, bad angel on the shoulder thing where, Tim Tebow's on his right shoulder, hey, I have this letter from the NFL notifying you that they're going to drug test you in 30 days, which is the perfect amount of time for you to stop smoking weed for 30 days. And if you could have millions of dollars, fame, and success and be set up for retirement now. And then on his left shoulder, Johnny Manziel is just rolling up a blunt, and he hands it to him, and Gordon just smokes it all in one hit.
Just lights it up immediately.
Yeah, and it's just over. He just can't resist. I mean, it's temptation, but it gets the best of us.
Well, I think everybody in Cleveland listening right now is super depressed. So why don't we move on to the Cavs?
Yeah, let's move on to the Cavs. They haven't played in, I don't know, forever because they just beat everybody. Back-to-back sweeps, as I've been saying all year, and it's written down in proof in one of my Waiting for Next Year articles. I said we're going to sweep the playoffs. Even after we struggled, dragged our feet to the finish line, I had 100% confidence in LeBron James that we were going to sweep the East playoffs, and we're absolutely going to do that. All I can really talk about the Cavs right now, because they haven't played this week, is make my prediction for the conference finals, and Cavs in 4. That's simple as that.
Yeah, I would love to do the, host, co-host thing where we're supposed to disagree, but...
There's nothing to disagree about.
Yeah, nobody in the East is beating the Cavs.
The only thing that's really it's grinding my gears is that the NBA had the perfect opportunity to, because Boston and Washington still have to play Game 7. They could have played today, and then the Cavs could have played Tuesday, but instead they're going to play Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals today. Going to play Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Semis tomorrow. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals on Tuesday, and then the Cavs will finally play on Wednesday. So the Warriors are going to be halfway done with their series with the Spurs because they're probably going to sweep them, and the Cavs haven't even started yet. So if they sweep, the Warriors are going to have like 4 extra days to prepare for the Cavs, which pisses me off.
Yeah, but LeBron James has been resting all year.
Yeah, but it's still the Warriors are really good. That's the only team that I have to worry about.
Put you in kind of a mental pretzel right there, didn't I?
You did. But...
For some more LeBron, could LeBron take OKC to the playoffs? Go.
Well, according to Jason Smith, no, he could not. Jason Smith is apparently some dude not named Skip Bayless that works at Fox Sports, and he just hides behind the opportunity of having a super generic first name or name in general, so he doesn't have to take any backlash because people will just be tweeting at a bunch of random Jason Smiths because there's a million of them. But yeah, he said LeBron would be in no place to take the Thunder to the playoffs, but Russell Westbrook could. He must have forgotten that at age 22, LeBron took a team that was centered around him, 31-year-old Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Daniel Gibson, Daniel Marshall, and Damon Jones to the NBA Finals. So I'm pretty sure that 32-year-old LeBron could have won 41 games in the West, which would have got them into the playoffs. So shut up, Jason Smith.
Yeah, Jason Smith, you idiot.
Yeah, I love dude just trying to making absolutely outrageous takes just to get people, and it works. It gets me. It
does.
It absolutely works. He's doing a fantastic job at his job, but I hate it. It's just annoying.
It actually aggravates me just how well it does work.
Yeah.
I don't have the vindication to say something with such vigor and passion that I just truly don't believe. And maybe that's why I'll never succeed in this sports journalism game.
Yeah, they're getting paid to be stupid. Hey, give some irrational hot takes that are really bad and everybody will disagree with, but it's going to get them fired up. It gets me fired up, and then I get mad at myself because I know I shouldn't be getting mad, but I'm getting mad. So now I'm double mad, and it's all downhill from there.
So that's ridiculous. So
you know what else gets me mad?
What's that?
You know what else gets me mad?
I said, what's that?
Oh, I thought you didn't hear me. Yeah. So the Texas Rangers just completely stole the Indians party at Napoli's thing that we had going last year. So some dude, hipster Tito, big Indians fan, started this whole party at Napoli's thing. It just started with a sign, ended up being a really popular T-shirt that we had here, raised a lot of money for a charity, and it was just an awesome ordeal. And then the Rangers just go and make a shirt that says "Party at Napoli's. Everything's bigger in Texas." Come on.
What charity is Texas supporting in this?
I have no idea. And even if they are supporting it, it doesn't matter because you could have come up with something. You could have done the hoedown, throwdown at Napoli's, the barbecue at Napoli's, the saying racist things at Napoli's because that's what they do in Texas, I think. The options were endless, and they just said everything's bigger in Texas. Shut up, Sandy Cheeks.
But everything is bigger in Texas, Dan.
It's just a big state, whatever.
Sandy Cheeks, was that a SpongeBob reference?
Yeah, it absolutely was a SpongeBob reference, and you should have caught it earlier.
Okay. Let's just dive right into the NHL playoffs because it's basically the only time that I get to have the floor during this podcast, even though you will relentlessly interrupt me.
Oh, absolutely. This is my favorite part. See, I'm already doing it right now, is you talk NHL playoffs and I interrupt the whole time because I don't get to talk. That's not fun.
Okay. So the conference finals are set. In the East, we have Pittsburgh and Ottawa, who played Game 1 last night. Kind of rough night for me, honestly. That 1-3-1 that the Senators run is going to be a pest for the Penguins, and they dropped game 1 at home in overtime. Low scoring game, kind of a bummer. A lot of trouble in the neutral zone. Don't really want to get into it. Kind of a bummer. A little upset, especially because a week ago I was laughing at the fact of playing the Senators in the conference finals. But, that is what it is. But in the West, we have a far more exciting series, and that's going to be Anaheim and Nashville. As I've mentioned before, Nashville still being in the playoffs is awesome. Awesome, because Carrie Underwood, yeah.
How is Nashville in the Western Conference? That's Tennessee.
I don't know. Why is New Orleans in the Western Conference?
I guess the Memphis Grizzlies are in the Western Conference too. So all of the sports world's really got their geography really screwed up.
Yeah. So,
but tell me about the Duck series. I like Ducks.
You like Ducks? I
do like Ducks.
Like the anatomy,
like the bird. Like, did you see that video of the mama duck and it jumped in the water and then all its little ducklings jumped in after it? Pretty good video.
No, but Long Island is known for duck, eating it. It's delicious.
I wouldn't eat a duck. No.
It's really good, Dan. You should try it out.
Maybe turducken if I ever win a football game on Thanksgiving and John Madden gives me a turducken, I'll eat it, but not just a duck.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to go into my predictions here. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go crazy. Even though the Penguins dropped game 1, Penguins in 6, and I'm sticking to that. Penguins in 6. There's just too much talent on that team to be outdone by a team whose best player is essentially their only player. Erik Karlsson, an amazing defenseman, amazing offensive defenseman, but I've never seen a team rely so much on one player than the Senators do with Erik Karlsson. They have an extremely average goaltender in Craig Anderson, and I hate to say that because he's an American and he's been doing it for a long time, but he is average. He's extremely average. Bobby Ryan's a threat on the forward line, but that's really it. Pageau's had some good runs, but it's just they're leaning on Erik Karlsson. Pens in 6. Pens in 6, 100%. In the West, I'm actually going to do the same amount of games, 6, but it's going to be Nashville in 6. I just think they're too good. Best defensive 4, top defensive 4 in hockey. I think there's just absolutely no denying that. So I'm going Penguins in 6. I'm going Nashville in 6. What about you, Dan? What do you think?
So Senators in 4, and because just no way the Penguins. I don't know anything about hockey, just absolutely actively rooting against you. Don't know why. I'm just having a lot of fun with it. So Senators in 4 and Ducks in 7. But I don't really see. I don't have a horse in the race here. Pretty good Kentucky Derby reference there. But usually I can find a reason to root for somebody like, oh, they've never won, or I like their uniforms. But you're rooting for the Penguins, so they're out. I don't want the Senators to win because I want an American team to win, so sue me. Nashville, I don't like their jerseys. I don't know why I don't like them, but I don't. And that would leave the Ducks, who I like. That's a good name. Ducks is a good name. But I just wish they used to wear like the jerseys that they wear in Mighty Ducks, right? They
used to wear the D2 jerseys. They never wore the original District 5 green ones, which would have been sweet. But they did wear the purple, white, and green.
Those were sweet.
Yeah, those were sweet.
If they still wore those, this would be an easy decision, and the Ducks all the way. But now I'm just, I don't know. I don't really care because I don't like the Ducks uniforms either. So I'm kind of just waiting for hockey season to end, honestly.
All right, Dan. Enjoy your basketball.
Yeah, I will. Cavs in 4 against the Warriors.
Okay. What's up next? What are we getting into now?
Let's see. How about LaVar Ball? As we talked last week, selling his $9 million shoe. He don't need no advice from Kobe Bryant. Don't need no advice is a double negative, which means he does need some advice.
It's a cry for help.
Yeah, it's a cry for help for Kobe. Is he really struggling with this whole business thing, this shoe thing? And people will think, hey, maybe he's just bad at grammar. But in reality, he's got no clue what's going on. He needs advice.
Yeah, so Kobe, if you're listening, and I'm sure you are,
Yeah. Oh, Kobe loves the Sunday sermon.
Maybe pick up the phone.
Yeah. I'd put my number on there, but I don't want to get harassed by all of our fans.
So
by the way, we do have a fan because somebody asked if we were going to make T-shirts.
That's true. So, Sundays are for the sermon.
Sundays are for the sermon.
Yeah, pretty pumped about it.
Yeah. You got anything?
Well, I want to stick with this Lavar Ball thing for a second, or just the Ball family in general. So Magic Johnson this week was being interviewed, and he was talking about how, as a franchise, you're going to evaluate the player and not his father. Like talking about Lonzo, and I just thought that was the biggest crock of shit I have ever heard.
Oh yeah, no. So if Lonzo Ball, I don't really know. I know this NBA draft is supposed to be pretty loaded, but I don't watch a lot of college basketball, so I don't really know any of the prospects. But unless he's like far and away better than the next guy below him, which it doesn't seem like he is because he's not the consensus number one right now, there's no way you take him. Because if you can get somebody who's on a pretty similar talent level and their dad isn't Lavar Ball, you're absolutely going to take them instead.
And actually, surprise, every other player in the draft's dad is not Lavar Ball.
Is that right?
Yeah, I have it from inside sources.
Okay.
Lavar Ball has only fathered one child who will be eligible to be drafted into the NBA this year.
Okay, I'll have to, I trust you, but I always trust and verify, so I'll have to look that up myself later.
Yeah, Google.
I thought those white kids from UCLA that he said you couldn't win a championship with because they were white, I thought maybe those were his kids and he was just giving them some tough love, but maybe I'm wrong.
Tough love's the best love.
Yeah.
But we'll save that for Father's Day.
Irish Catholic love.
Yeah, the Irishest of the Catholicist.
Did we already talk about Matt Harvey?
I don't think so.
So, okay, well, we might have because, so you guys don't know this, but we do. We basically started about, 10 minutes of the show, and we messed up a lot, and we restarted. So I think we talked about Matt Harvey then, but now we're going to talk about Matt Harvey now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it's like a little deja vu over here. He missed, I think, last Sunday's game, I want to say. He didn't show up, and then he was like, I just had a really bad migraine, slept through an alarm. Sorry, I didn't call anybody. And then not even 24 hours later, video came out of Matt Harvey clubbing at 4 a.m. So he didn't have a hangover. He didn't have a migraine. He was just super hungover.
Yeah, and he was wearing a Saturdays are for the Hampton shirt. And he was at the club called One Oak, which has a location in the Hamptons and one in Manhattan. But he was at the one in Manhattan. So I don't know if maybe he did have a migraine. He was a little confused.
Confused, yeah.
A little TBI.
But, if he's hungover, absolutely no excuse to just not show up to work the next day because you do this show or this podcast hungover every week. Every
Sunday. Actually, I even had a glass of water with me to comfort me, and it's all gone, and I don't know what to do with myself.
Hey, my water's gone too. Would you look at that?
Yeah, but you're not going through what I'm going through, Dad. I'd appreciate it if you didn't.
I'm pretty close. I had duty last night. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that, that's where the Marine Corps basically sort of just draws a Lance Corporal's name out of the hat and is like, hey, you're going to sit at this desk for 24 hours and make sure nobody jumps off the roof or something like that because this place sucks. But yeah, so I did that. I've been awake since 3 this morning, and I'm dead. I have no idea what's going on. So
yeah, well, you could be hungover, and that would be even worse.
That's true. Let's stay on the Harvey topic though, real quick. This is non-sports related, but Steve Harvey. Did you see the letter he wrote to his employees?
Yeah, and I loved every line of it.
Basically, just don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't smell me, don't even think about me unless you have an appointment. That was my favorite. Don't look at him if he's walking down the hallway unless you have an appointment.
I would love to get to a point in my life and career where the people I work with every day need an appointment to speak to me.
Yeah, and then when you get called out about it the very next day, you just back yourself up on it. Like, yeah, no, I don't regret it at all. You actually should have had an appointment to ask me this question if I regret it.
He did not specify what channels you go through to make an appointment, and I would like to schedule an appointment with Steve Harvey to discuss how much I love the fact that he's making people schedule appointments to talk with Steve Harvey.
I think the channel you have to go through would be Game Show Network, is it not?
Is that an actual network?
That's what Family Feud is on, and that was an absolutely incredible joke by me, and you didn't even get it. So, wow, right over your head. Everybody else is probably laughing right now. You're not. You look like an idiot. I'm funny.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll just go with that. I did not get it. I still don't get it. I'm not going to backtrack and figure out how to get it. So, fuck you.
Whoa. For the kids.
Yeah, every episode we've done so far has been explicit, so why?
Yeah.
Why change
we try our best to not swear. We're bad at it. So that's why you get the little E next to our podcast, because it's like rated R, basically. We're over 17, though.
Yeah, no nerds.
Yeah, no nerds allowed. If you're a nerd, turn this off right now. I'll give you 5 seconds before we start the next topic.
Yeah. Okay, what's up, guys? All the nerds should be gone.
All right, so, yeah, thank God they're out of the way.
Yeah, they're probably crying about it. You know who else cried about it?
Nerds.
Rory McIlroy.
Oh, Rory McIlroy did cry, yeah, at his wedding. Great cover-up, by the way. So he said he was crying when he saw Sergio Garcia because he was so happy that Sergio won the Masters a month ago. And this was the first time he'd seen him, and he was crying.
You must be great friends.
Yeah, really. No, I absolutely don't buy that one bit. I wrote about this earlier this week. I actively root against my friends in everything that they do. Like I said, one of my buddies got a full-time teaching job. I didn't even congratulate him. I told him I was worried about the future of this country's children, and I meant it. You always downplay their accomplishments, and you always laugh at their failures. That is what good friends do. So Rory McIlroy definitely not crying out of happiness for Sergio.
Yeah, when I check out the analytics of the point after on a daily basis, and I see that one of the blogs you wrote that day got more views than one of the blogs I wrote that day, I get legitimately angry.
Yeah, you should. Why don't you just delete it, since you're going around and telling all the girls on Facebook that you run the whole site yourself?
I do run the whole site myself.
Oh yeah, I guess I don't exist.
You write on the site. I run it.
I've uploaded a couple of them myself.
That's true. Yeah. But how many times have I had to make a title for you and put the featured image up there? How many times?
Because I'm at work and I'm on a government computer. I can't do it.
All right. Okay.
I mean, I'm not doing that at work on a government computer. I don't do that.
I'm just saying, if you go to my LinkedIn, it says that I am the owner and operator of tpaguys.com.
Oh, and you definitely didn't write. I'm pretty sure I told you to put that when you were asking the guy with 5 LinkedIn connections who still hasn't finished uploading it or editing his profile for LinkedIn help. So you're an idiot.
Sorry for trusting you, Dan.
But I have a theory about why Rory McIlroy was crying, and it's because Sergio Garcia always chokes. There's never been a big tournament in Sergio's life where he hasn't had a chance to win and he didn't blow it. So there's not a doubt in my mind that on that last putt that Garcia was going for that would have won, that Rory McIlroy leaned over to his girlfriend and was like, hey, if he makes this, I'll marry you and you can have half the stuff once we get divorced in 3 years. Because he was like, Sergio's obviously going to miss this because this is important. Sank it, and boom. Just like that, McIlroy's life is over. For half the stuff, gone. Never going to be good at golf again either. That is just what happens when you get married. You stop being good at sports.
I think when you get divorced, you stop being good at sports.
No, I don't know. Travis Hafner on the Indians, when he got married, his career just went crashing down. Never the same. He hit 7 Grand Slams one year, got married the next year, gone.
Well, I was going to bring up Tiger Woods, but there was a lot of infidelity going on there, so I don't know if that necessarily counts.
Yeah. So I didn't hear about that story. Maybe I'll have to look at that some other time.
Yeah, just Google it. You probably have to go through a couple pages before you find anything on it.
Yeah. Some golden shower stuff. I think I've heard. What?
Denny's waitresses.
Yeah, Tom Brady. He didn't he didn't announce it, but it kind of got announced for him. His career is over because he's on the cover of Madden. So you heard it here first on the Sunday sermon. Tom Brady is out for the year with an undisclosed injury because it hasn't happened yet, but he's definitely probably going to tear some major ligament that's going to end his career because the Madden curse is real.
The Madden curse is real, and I feel like we don't appreciate how real it is enough.
No, we don't. It happened. I mean, there's been 4 or 5 dudes since 1999 who haven't been affected by the curse. I'm not taking that risk, especially when you're 40. I mean, Tom Brady's got 5 Super Bowl rings. He's super handsome. His wife is super hot. He's super rich. He's got a lot going for him, and he's just he's risking it all right now for nothing. Just to be on the cover of a video game that hasn't improved since 2009.
Yeah, it just seems like an unnecessary risk, and I'm going to say that Tom Brady is showing terrible leadership. He's 40 years old. He's letting his team down, man. You can't go on the cover of Madden at 40. Are you nuts?
Also, by doing this, he's absolutely screwing the Browns because I'm pretty sure the Patriots knew about him going on the cover probably months in advance, and you got to believe that's a huge reason why they weren't trading Jimmy Garoppolo.
I wouldn't get rid of Jimmy G either now.
He was out on the they were dangling him out there trying to see if they could convince the Browns to trade every draft pick for him and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden he wasn't up for sale anymore. It was just gone because they probably found out Brady was going on the cover of Madden and they were like, "Oh, crap, Gronk was on the cover of Madden last year and he missed 8 games this year." But Gronk misses 8 games every year, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't know if that might just be the Gronk curse.
Yeah. Man, we don't have any MSN splaining this week. There was not a lot of weird articles, and I also didn't do too much research. We got one more talking point. Draymond Green called Kelly Olynyk dirty. The pot calling the kettle black, if I've ever heard it.
Yeah. Be like me calling you handsome.
Yeah, exactly. But you would never do that. Draymond Green, I hate him. He's up the same thing with the Skip Baylesses of the world where they just say stuff to get me mad. So does Draymond Green, but I can't stand him. And he's what I like to call a fake tough guy. He's not tough. I wish Kendrick Perkins was still in the NBA and on the Cavs so he could just punch him in the face or something like that. Or I wish Charles Barkley still played because Draymond Green just runs around on the court, flailing his legs, acting like he can't control his body, talking crap to everybody, and nobody does anything about it. How do you not just get Latrell Sprewell out of retirement for, I don't know, a quarter and just have him wail on Draymond Green?
Speaking of Charles Barkley, pretty laugh-out-loud funny stuff when he said that he modeled, when Draymond Green said, yeah, I watched him a lot, I modeled my game after him, but no, I wouldn't say that he's had any influence on me.
He said I'm the first Draymond Green. I'm not Charles Barkley, right? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I don't think Draymond Green knows what the word influence means.
No, definitely not. That Michigan State education did not get it done for him, huh?
Yeah, well, actually, my dumbest friend in high school got enough Michigan State, so.
Yeah, so that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't even graduate, so I can't even talk.
You graduated high school?
Barely. I just saw something yesterday on Twitter. Some chick, she didn't miss a single day of school from kindergarten to 12th grade, through the end of high school. That is wild. I missed school. I used to strategically plan out days that I was not going to go to school. There was no way I was ever doing 3 straight 5-day weeks. Not going to happen. Every now and then you need a Monday. You need a 3-day weekend, or it's hey, I need a midweek break on this day. Split it up into 2 2-day weeks. 13 years without missing a day of school? Absolutely not.
Yeah, that is absolutely absurd. But I will say that apart from snow days and legitimate illness, I never really missed school. My parents were too plugged into my habits and my lies. But once my senior year rolled around, I just straight up stopped going.
So what you're saying is you're a nerd, and you should have stopped listening, which means you should have stopped talking about 5 minutes ago when we told all the nerds to get off.
Yeah, but if I was a nerd, my GPA would have been higher than a 0.9.
Wow, yeah.
College.
You also got kicked out of the same high school that Bill O'Reilly went to, so...
That's true. That is true. That's not a lie.
Hard to miss school when you're not allowed to go.
I then dated a girl who went to the same college you went to, so we have some weird connections, Bill. Hit me up if you want to be a guest on the sermon.
6 degrees of separation. So let's move into the Mother's Day special. What's the worst thing you've ever done to your mom?
So this is tough. And not because I'm a loving son. It's because I'm a terrible son. One thing that really sticks out, I think, for me is so when I was in middle school, my mother had to take me somewhere after work, after school. But instead of showing up to her office, which was across the street from where I went to school, I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go hang out with my friends and just turn my cell phone off, which is mind-blowing that I had a cell phone. Turned it off. Got discovered by her like 4 hours later. She was in a rush and got into a car accident.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because she was looking, you suck. Was it a bad car accident?
No, it wasn't bad. She wasn't injured or anything, but the car was, the passenger side of the car was. I was in the car. She wasn't rushing to get me. I was part of the car accident. It actually hit on my passenger side, so I kind of got what I deserved. But yeah, it was.
I'm not going to lie. I totally expected a way different ending to that. I thought you were going to say, like, you got kidnapped or like she went into a panic attack because she didn't know where you were and she, like, led the cops on a chase or something like that.
No, so, yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint you.
If we ever, if within the next 100 years before Stephen Hawking makes us get off of Earth, if we find a way to time travel, we're going to have to go in time and make that story end differently.
Yeah, that would be cool. Let's do that.
The worst thing I've done a lot of, I don't know, I was a pretty bad kid. I know, like, at school, like, I had detention pretty much every day and stuff, and I was just a lot to handle, but I never did anything really bad. But for whatever reason, this is when I was like 4. This story sticks out to me because it just, like, was a big preview to my mom about how much of an asshole I was going to be all the way up until today. I don't know what we got in a fight. Again, I'm like 4 years old. I don't even know if I started preschool yet. But we got in a fight about something because she probably bought like regular mac and cheese instead of shaped or something like that. I don't know. But I called her out, and my mom was college age in the 70s when it was completely normal for women to not go to college. And I said to her, well, when I'm your age, I'm going to finish college. Right to her face. You know what the best part about that is?
Tell us, Dan.
I didn't finish college. I did an even bigger slap in the face. After 4-year-old me promised that I would finish college, I dropped out and joined the Marine Corps after she had told me that she did not want me to join the Marine Corps. So, just an absolute slap to the face of my wonderful, loving mother.
Oh, man. I wish my story was way, way better now. Oh, that was terrible, Dan.
Yeah, so I'm a jerk.
Holy. Oh, wow.
Now I have to graduate. You know, if I don't, I'm a liar forever. I have until I'm dead, though. I didn't say when I was going to finish college.
Well, I thought you said by her age at the time.
I said when I'm your age, I'm going to finish. So I guess I did say when I'm your age. I guess I already failed. Yeah, well, I guess I don't have to go to college. So that's good. I already broke my promise. So.
No, your mom was definitely not 23 when you had this conversation with her.
Oh yeah, and so maybe I meant when I was her age when she was talking to me. So when she was like, I don't know, 39. I'm the youngest, so she was kind of old when she had me. It was definitely an accident. That's gross.
I was a miracle, so joke's on you.
So,
all right, this episode sucked. Let's wrap it up with some health and fitness.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was absolutely going to say. What's the healthiest thing you ate today?
I had some Ligondraw and a scoop of peanut butter.
Yeah, this is the 4th week in a row that has been your diet because you wake up at 1 o'clock every Sunday. Absolutely unreal. And then you don't eat. Like, what do? Do you just wait for night chow at the chow hall and go eat?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to the gym right after this, so not to spoil your next question, I am going to go to the gym immediately as this ends, and then I'm probably just going to order a pizza.
Nice. Little known fact, unless you live there, the Domino's on Camp Lejeune, highest grossing Domino's in America.
Yeah. Actually, in the world. It's the highest grossing Domino's in the world.
Oh, is it now? There used to be one in Ireland, I thought that was, somebody told me.
No, they have plaques. I've never been inside there, so take this with a grain of salt, but I've been told that there's plaques all over the walls.
God, we are
accomplishments.
Awful people. Marines, stupid. Hey, you can go eat at the chow hall for free. No, I'm going to spend $15 every night.
So on a Thursday morning, I walked out of my room at I want to say 8:30, maybe 9, and there was a Domino's delivery lady walking away from the barracks. And this is the lifestyle that we lead, that my fellow Marines lead, that I had two questions in my head immediately. The first one is Domino's open this early? And the second one is, did somebody I know sleep with a Domino's delivery lady?
The answer is yes to both of those. No doubt.
She did look a little disheveled.
We are the worst.
Oh, man. That was rough. What's the healthiest thing you ate today, Dan?
I've had a really bad day, per usual. So like I said, I've been up since 3-something. At about 4 this morning, 4:30, I got pretty hungry, but one of the famous honey buns from the Marine Corps vending machines.
Those are famous.
Those are delicious. They're really good for you too.
Only 1,000 calories.
Yeah. So I had a honey bun. Then I followed it up when I got off duty. I guzzled down a coffee from Starbucks, and then I ate 2 Kit Kats. And then I had some fried chicken some chicken with fried rice that was covered in sriracha and General Tso sauce. So the healthiest thing I've had, I had a smoothie, and not like salsa or ketchup. I had an actual smoothie this morning. So there, a strawberry banana smoothie. That was healthy. I'm good for the week now.
Yeah, you are. Are you going to work out today?
I'm thinking about it. See, there's one of two things are going to happen after this. I'm either going to finish watching the Indians game and work out, or I'm going to finish watching the Indians game, realize that I haven't slept in a day and a half, and I'm going to pass out until tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's cool. Do you have tomorrow off?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, Saturday duty. That's right. Bummer.
Weekend ruiner.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. This episode was a hot dumpster fire. Thanks for sticking around this long. If you have,
losing viewers by the week, definitely. We're on pace right now to just get absolutely. Craig's gonna be like, "Hey, you can't do this anymore." In 2 weeks.
Yeah, that is what's coming. That's okay because we still put it on tpaguys.com regardless. So we don't need no man. We're independent women.
We're here to listen to ourselves talk.
Yeah,
I don't care about any of you.
That's pretty much it. Hey, Dan, maybe we should stop texting during the week and getting all our funny stuff out.
Yeah, that's true. Let's stop being friends. Huh?
Yeah, I'll miss you.
Let's start, instead of being friends, let's hate each other, and we'll just take on a Skip and Stephen A thing.
Okay, cool. I'm about that. That works.
All right,
Jeter and an A-Rod. You're A-Rod.
No, whatever.
Actually, I'm the one taking leg and draw.
No, I'm A-Rod because I'm going to be rich on accident.
A-Rod Corp.
So,
Dan Corp.
Check us out on check me out on Waiting for Next Year and all the other guys who are much better writers than I am.
Much.
And then Brennan and myself also over at The Point After, tpaguys.com.
Yeah.
Until next week, guys. Screw you, Brennan.
Fuck you, Dan.